high, but it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of scientific progress. That's our mission. Idea. Our mission is to decide if such an irresponsible feat is even possible. Okay, that quote from Jurassic Park comes to mind. You were so obsessed with whether you could, you never stopped to think if you should. I don't think you should blow up the sun. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Astrophysicist Plays Outer Wilds. We are going back to the very deadly Ash Twin and Ember Twin today, which, for those who might be joining in right now, I had a bit of a bad time. I kept either running out of time, getting crushed by sand, getting trapped by sand, getting blown away by sand, or just generally feeling like Anakin Skywalker last episode. So I'm going to go into it with a different perspective and focus on the interesting physics going on with these two planets, because I suspect, I might be wrong, but I suspect these planets are actually the reason in real life for why the game has a 20-minute time limit. So, while I go there, let me just explain myself. So these planets are orbiting each other in a twin system, as the pair of them also orbits the sun. And this is, well, to put it bluntly, three bodies, or three things going around. And if you've, ever listened to astrophysicists, you might have heard mention of the three-body problem. Basically, what the three-body problem is when you have, two things interacting gravitationally, you can solve the equations of motion very cleanly. Oh, just FYI, I've decided to start out on Ash Twin, as I think I saw one thing we can do here last time, which has a very tight time limit on it. So I'm just going to wait until the sand goes down enough to start revealing the towers. Okay, maybe there's one here. And while we're waiting, I'll just talk about this a little bit. Yeah, might as well just hang out here. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, anyway. So, yeah, when you have two things orbiting each other, you can work the math of Newtonian gravity out perfectly. It gets a fair bit more complicated with general relativity, but you can do it. Oh, geez, what's going on here? Is the gravity too low? Oh, that elevator is pushing us up. That's why it's so hard to land here. Okay, so I'm just gonna park myself beside this. So we can't go down in there anyway, but this will be about where we want to end up, and I'll just chat for a bit while waiting for the sand to descend, and if it takes a while, I'll fast forward for you. Okay, so the three-body problem. So, two bodies, you can solve easily in Newtonian gravity, get perfect equations of motion. They basically end up with them orbiting each other in giant ellipses. If you simplify it down to one body so much more massive than the other, it gets even easier. And that's basically what we got out of Kepler's laws of planetary motion way back when. But once you have three bodies of appreciable mass, it gets not just more difficult, but effectively impossible to calculate good equations for how they're going to interact. Okay, just remembering, I think the tower we wanted was on the equator, which is on the direction pointing to Ember Twin. So I'm heading over there now to be on the lookout for when that tower is unveiled. So, yeah, it turns out that a gravitational system of three objects, you can't get a nice, clean equation explaining it. And so you can work with that, but you just have to do simulations in order to get an understanding of what's going on. There are certain extreme cases where you can get a good equation. Like if you have three bodies of all three have very different mass scales. One extremely massive, one much less massive than that, at least at most 12-13% as massive as the big one, and the third much tinier still, so much that it's negligible. Then in that case of three extremely different masses, you can find some stable solutions. And in fact, we see some of those in our solar system. So when this condition is met, one really massive thing, one not so massive thing, like let's say the Sun and Jupiter, you'll be able to find stable orbits for three bodies. And what it ends up being is that you have the two biggest orbiting each other, and then the smallest one will be in one of 5 stable positions relative to the orbit of the second most massive one. Okay, tower is starting to be unveiled here. Hopefully this isn't too late while I go in. These are called Lagrange points, after the guy who calculated where they all are. Oh, geez, this is really tight on time. Jeez. Is it? Seriously, it was that tight between this being unveiled. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to try again here. So, I'll just keep chatting and then catch you up once we get there. So in the extreme case, 3 extreme masses, you have 5 Lagrange points where the smallest can be and result in a steady system. Well, I say steady, but it's really steady-ish. It's not perfectly stable. You have to assume that the smallest is so little mass that its gravity doesn't affect the other two, which is never going to be the case. See, you're going to have something there, it's going to affect the other two. But it can be close enough to the case that you can calculate something practically, which will last for a long, long time. So it ends up, there are 5 points it can be, and these points are, one is going to be basically on the opposite side of the big object from the medium object, basically balancing it out. One is going to be between the two, where the gravity of the two equalizes. One is going to be outside the two along a line, so putting the medium object in the middle. And what happens in that case is that the gravity of the two of them combined is just enough to keep the smallest one in a stable, larger orbit. And it stays in roughly the same place, relatively speaking. And you also have 2 points in the same orbit as the medium one relative to the big one. That is, they basically form an equilateral triangle in space. And we call these Trojan orbits. And you actually see a couple of these in the solar system. There aren't any Trojan moons of planets relative to the sun, but there are cases with some of the planets where their moons have their own Trojan moons, which is really cool. You have 3 or so moons in the same orbit around a planet staying stable. Now, you might have noticed as I was going through all of these options, none of that describes what we see with Ember Twin and Ash Twin. In this case, we have 2 planets of very close to the same mass. So, first of all, we don't meet the condition where the two of them are, or where one of them is negligible mass compared to the other. And secondly, they aren't oriented in any of those Lagrange points I talked about. They orbit each other freely while within the orbit around the sun. And this is not a stable configuration. It's one that is going to get blown out of stability relatively quickly. And I suspect that in this game, this simulation, that relatively quickly might be pretty close to 20 minutes or so. That is, I think, the reason they limit the game to this time limit is that the physics simulation would go off the rails just after that point. And in fact, I remember hearing that that's the case, and I suspect Ember Twin and Ash Twin are the key issue there, where things get noticeably unstable first. Now, it could be that they put in some special coding for these to keep them tied to each other, but if they didn't, it's definitely the most vulnerable point to become noticeably detached from what's meant to be happening. So, that's my suspicion as to what's going on. Maybe I'll look it up later, see if they ever clarified exactly where things went off the rails in the simulation, or if they do put in special coding for Ember Twin and Ash Twin. But anyways, hopefully we can get into this tower soon, and I'll just skip ahead for you until it gets low enough. Wow, that planet comes up looming like a monster over the horizon. It's a freakish sight. And it's deadly, too. You get caught up in that ash or sand funnel, you're not going to enjoy the trip. Oh, I might have to wave goodbye to my ship here. Bye-bye, ship. See you next cycle. Okay, here we are inside. Let's hope I'm not too late already. Yeah. Okay, I do not have time to... Yeah, this is tough. No. Okay. This is way too tight. Alright, I'm gonna have to take one more try at that. Unfortunately, there's no fast forward for me, though there is for you. Oh, wait, I think there actually is a fast forward for me if we doze off here for a little bit. So, I think I wasted like 2 minutes there. Let's go up to 2 minutes. Hopefully that'll get me closer. Okay, there we go. I'll see you over at the planet. Well, autopilot did not like the sun that time, so let me try again. Okay, this is as early as I can get here. I'm even gonna crouch to get through. Okay, run, 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 run. Crouch. You don't jump. I hate that crouch and jump are the same button. Ah, oh, made it. Okay. Let's hope there's something worth our while here. Again, open the door from the inside, but let's look around, see what we have here. Because, yeah. Is there anything here? I mean, I guess just the teleporter. So, well, let's see where this takes us. And we can look up to try to get a hint as to where we're going, what we see. Are we going to Giant's Deep? No. No, we passed that. Sun Station? Oh! Well, we went a bit past, but yeah, I think we went to the Sun Station. Okay. Okay. Ooh. 281,042 years ago. No user commands received for 10 minutes. All systems entering sleep. Okay, so that gives us an actual timeline. So, about 300,000 years since the Nomai last interacted with this. And all the things we saw with the Nomai doing on this solar system seem to take place within a generation or two. Maybe 2 generations at most. I don't know how long-lived the Nomai are, though. So, yeah, but... yeah, okay. So 300,000 years. Yeah, maybe that explains why the bones haven't decayed. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in that. 6 minutes, 43 seconds ago. Was that like the start of this loop? Increased solar activity detected. Sun station hull integrity approaching critical levels. Closing emergency doors. Huh. Okay, oh, maybe it detected the sun's about to explode, so it went into emergency mode automatically. Okay. Warning. Opens emergency door. Well, yeah, I don't see anything else. Let's hope for the best. Whoa, okay. Whoa. Alright, so, basically no gravity here. But we are in orbit around the sun. And if we... oh, jeez, do not get out. Don't screw up the controls. Oh, this is disorienting. It's going so fast around the sun. Ugh, made it. Okay. Oh, trees. That's nice. Okay. Pi. Okay. Mission. Science compels us to explode the sun. If it's all the same, I'd rather you not. I live here. Idea. Can't we change this? I don't enjoy working in view of such a morbid mission statement. Hi, but it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of scientific progress. That's our mission. Idea. Our mission is to decide if such an irresponsible feat is even possible. Okay, that quote from Jurassic Park comes to mind. You were so obsessed with whether you could, you never stopped to think if you should. I don't think you should blow up the sun. Idea. Here's a better one. Mission. Determine if it's possible to prompt the sun to explode. Pi. You lack a sense of humor. Idea. At least I don't lack a sense of ethics. Pi. Kindly refrain from going supernova on me before the sun does, Idea. Okay. I would very much like to know why you want to, well, determine if it's possible to explode the sun. I mean, beyond simple curiosity, I admit sometimes I've wondered if I can explode the sun, but I didn't build a space station to answer that question. Oh, okay. Another of these statues here. So, thinking of tuning something at the sun station to one of these statues? Huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Much of this game is without music, but they put in very distinct, epic music for the sun station, so they're telling you, this is very important and awesome. And I agree about the awesome part. Not sold on the important part yet. Well, that won't catch me. Okay, it should. Alright. Hello, sun. I promise I'm not here to explode you. Another statue, huh? Okay. Okay. Nomai art. Okay, you've got a Nomai holding a scale. Okay, that's the eye of the universe on the right. That thing older than the universe itself. And on the left is, something. I'm not sure. Okay, projection pool. Need a tablet. Okay, thank you for your tablet. Presumably either Pi or Idea. So it's an ash twin projection stone. So, yeah, I think this is the ash twin project. Okay. And, where can I put it into a wall? Here we go. Yarrow, what happened? Did the sun station not fire? Pi, it fired, Yarrow, but it failed. The sun You tried to make the sun explode? Okay, Pi, we are no longer friends. Yeah, I mean, not that we were friends in the first place, but we are now negative friends. Do not try to explode the sun, Pi. It fired, Yarrow, but it failed. The sun barely responded. There are infinitesimally small, actually infinitesimally small surface level changes, but they were barely visible, even to the third eye. Huh. Is their third eye more sensitive than the others, I wonder? That would be interesting. Maybe that's the reason they have 3 eyes. 2 of normal sensitivity and 1 that's attuned to very little sensitivity. Except if it is very little sensitivity, why would they be staring directly at the sun with it? Well, I think we've established Pi might not be the most clever Nomai. They are trying to blow up the sun after all. Pi, the sun station is useless. It will never, and could never, cause the sun to explode. Yeah, good thing we found that out, Pi. Pi, I don't know what comes next, my friends. I suppose we must start over, but I'm unsure how to start over. Yarrow, return to Ash Twin first, my friend. Perhaps a change of task would help. Spire noticed a comet approaching the star system that we'd like to investigate. Yarrow, Pi, I heard for you, my friends. We all know how hard you've both worked. I can only offer my compassion. How are you? How is Idea? Okay, so it's probably Idea still here. Pi left maybe to check out the comet. Idea, we're well, Yarrow, or as well can be expected given the circumstances, though disappointed. I'm not disappointed that the sun didn't explode. Well, didn't explode back then. It will be exploding this afternoon, but I'm going to assume you had nothing to do with that. It was nice living, though. I may have disagreed with exploding the sun, yeah, good on ya, but I never wished the device would fail. Kind of contradictory there. I'd hoped our terrible work was finished. Okay. So, is that all there is here? One more thing. Star has reached end of natural life cycle. Now approaching red giant stage. Warning, evacuate sun station. Okay, so they couldn't explode the sun, but 300,000 years later, give or take, it reaches the end of its natural life cycle and is going into red giant phase and going to explode anyway. Approximate time until sun station is destroyed by expanding star. 0 minutes, 31 seconds. Oh boy, am I glad I've got it to pause while I'm reading text. Approximate time until star's death, 12 minutes, 1 second. Jeez, that is a very tight time to read everything if you don't have it paused. Well, this is going to be a new and interesting way to die. So, Idea, I'll be joining you soon. Well, no, I won't. I'll be going back in time. But let's watch the end of the sun station together. Okay, next up on our to-do list, we are headed back to Ember Twin. When we were previously there, we found a cave with a quantum shard in it, which told us that sometimes the shard can be found in the lake bed crater on the north of the planet. And when we got there, it was already too full of sand for us to find wherever that cave was. So, I am headed back there now at the beginning of the loop. And might as well see if I can get deeper into the crater. It's not the most stable land, but yeah, that'll do. It probably won't actually, but we're giving it a go. Yeah, getting deep into the crater here. Okay, so we're going to search for where else this quantum shard was found, as when we were on the quantum moon, one of the things it pointed to, the only bit of quantum knowledge we don't have, was a shard in a cave, which is presumably this shard. We found it in one cave, but now we're told it's in a different cave. So we're going to the different cave to see if we can find the shard. Okay. And, oh, okay. Deep into the depths of the planet. Yeah, really got to be here at the beginning of the loop, I guess. Let's see. We're not getting through there. Okay. Oh, yes. Signal scope quantum fluctuations. That's it. Cave shard, 136 meters. What if I look away? Will it come back? Yeah, 136 meters this way. I guess that's giving me the rough direction of it, but if it's teleporting type... Yeah. I wonder if what I was supposed to do was go see it in the other cave, make it disappear there, then come back here and it'll be here. Well, I'm already here. If I have to do that, I'll do that next loop. Oh, great. The sand's already here. Yeah, that would be very tight with the sand coming in here. Am I just leaving again? Okay. And it's going to be blocked off by sand, isn't it? Oh, I'm crushed. Ugh. Okay. That was not a pleasant way to die. Alright, so the only thing I can think of there is go to the cave first, but that's going to be very tight on time. You know what, I'm going to check my ship's computer in case there are clues there. Okay, there's a lot new there. I'll leave that for a later date to review. Right now I'm just going to go with the quantum stuff. Quantum moon locator. Yeah. Quantum moon travels to a total of 5 locations. Isn't it 6? Yeah, anyway. Quantum caves. The Nomai noticed a strange wandering rock that appeared in multiple caves on Ember Twin's northern hemisphere. I found a strange rock shard that moves when I'm not watching. It emits a signal on the quantum fluctuations frequency. Okay. Lakebed cave. The wandering rock was first spotted in a cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed at Ember Twin's North Pole. A Nomai named Coleus mysteriously vanished from a cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed at Ember Twin's North Pole. Yeah. It's not directly telling me what to do. Oh, let me just check this one off. Yeah, the quantum moon sometimes disappears, possibly to an unknown 6th location. Yeah, we figured that out. Okay. So, option 1, go straight to that cave, explore it again, maybe find a deeper way. Option 2, go to where we found the fragment before, let it disappear, then go back to the cave. I'm gonna go with trying to find it. Well, no, that cave filled up very quickly. I really think we have to go to the cave on the northern lake bed first, because it just gets filled up so quickly. Okay, back here again. I am going to take the old Theseus in the Labyrinth technique of hugging a wall. It doesn't work strictly for three-dimensional spaces, but it feels like the best shot I've got of not getting lost here. So I'm just hugging the right wall. Wait, is there a way up here? Oh. Yes, yeah, okay, there is a way up. No, nothing there. Maybe on top of that sandfall. Yes, okay. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, gotta find stable ground first. Stable-ish ground. Okay, there we go. And then up there. Oh, missed it. Oh, this place sucks. Okay, try again. Was not expecting this game to be a platformer, to be honest. Okay. Does this go deeper? It does. Okay. Let's just check the other way first. Yeah, nowhere else there. Okay. Yeah. I really hope this is where I want it to go. Well, let me just get out the signal scope again. Quantum fluctuations. Is by any chance am I closer to the cave chart? No, I am further away. Great. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Things are getting quantum-y. Alright, so... yeah, this area is definitely showing quantum effects. So remember what they taught you, quantum imaging, if you want to hold open a path. I'm still doing a hug the right wall thing. I'm just looking away and back to open up paths when needed. But also looking around even when not needed, just in case I see something interesting. Alright. Oh. I wasn't expecting to find you here. Okay, well, that's the cave shard. What else can I do with you? Ah, here we go. Okay. Oh. Looks like someone, or multiple someones died here. Yeah, 3 minutes oxygen. Just great. Okay. Milleray, if you've come here to look for Coleus, this is where we were when he vanished. He's been missing for 2 days now. Burr, what happened before Coleus disappeared? Milleray, we were examining the different rocks. I recall Coleus standing on the largest one, the Wandering Rock. I was taking notes, and then my lantern died. Milleray, when I lit it again, Coleus and the rock were both gone. So he disappeared in the darkness. So I guess no one was observing the rock, even though he himself was touching it, which touching it should count as an observation, but maybe in the rules of this universe it doesn't. And then the quantum stuff affected him too, like we can see it affecting the cacti and stalagmites around here. And so when the rock moved, so did he. Anana, your strange wandering rock friend is here, though Coleus isn't. Milleray, Coleus and I observed this unusual-looking rock shard and several smaller rocks in at least 2 other caverns. I'm unsure if this is relevant. Okay. Now, what does this switch do? Oh. It turns off the lights. Okay, so... And then I can also turn off... Whoa, that is freaky. The skeletons are moving around on me. Okay. So, now, the shard is back, and to make sure I don't lose sight of it, let me take a photo of it, and let's just test quantum imaging. Yeah, that still works. Okay. So it's not going to disappear while I have the photo out, but if I put that away, and then turn out the lights, will I travel with it? So, I'll definitely notice if I'm not seeing that when the lights go back. Yep, okay, we are somewhere else. And, to make sure it doesn't disappear on me again, I'll take a snapshot of it while I explore wherever we are now. Okay, Coleus. Ah, so he went here too. How curious. This rock took me with it to a new location. I wonder why this happened. Coleus, curious, but also alarming. This new cave appears to lack an entrance or exit. Also, the rock that brought me here disappeared while I wasn't watching. Yeah, that's alarming. Coleus, the wandering rock has returned. Never before have I been so delighted to see a sedimentary specimen. Coleus, I wonder if I myself became quantum briefly when the rock carried me here. That is not at all how it works in reality, but sure, go with that. This seems the clearest explanation. Hypothesis. If the rock can bring me here, it can also carry me out. Coleus, my hypothesis was correct, but you came back here to write that down? That's nice of you. I can travel on this rock as long as I'm not observing my surroundings, meaning I must be in complete darkness. Yeah, figure that out. I'm going to bring my mentor here to see this. Coleus, Mallory is here too now. We theorize when a conscious being is in contact with the quantum object and ceases to act as an observer, explaining the need for darkness. I still say touching it with your feet counts as an observation. The being can become entangled with the quantum object and they move together. Mallory, friends, Coleus has discovered a new quantum rule. He has also promised me he'll never vanish again, even if he does learn something useful from it. Okay, so, new quantum rule for us too. And of course the rock is gone, but can we summon it back? Yes, okay. Photo, you are not going away again. And we can put that away. And where are we now? So we're back where we were before, but I just want to see how many other places we can get to. Okay, so this is somewhere else. Ooh, 60 seconds oxygen. Well, I've learned something very important here, even if I can't get back. That was definitely a worthwhile loop. Okay, so this is the cave where I originally found the rock. Oh, and it's not far from where I parked my ship. I skipped over it, so you didn't see the incredibly amazing parking job I did with my ship. See, it's right down there, right in its parking spot. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything else we can easily do on Ember Twin. The other thing, see, look how good that parking job is. I don't think there's anything else we can easily do on Ember Twin. So, I am going to... I mean, who else could park at that perfect of an angle? I'm going to check the ship's log and refresh on everything we've learned up to now. I think we might actually have all we need to know to visit the Quantum Moon again. So maybe we can do that next time. Yeah, okay. So, Lake Bed Cave. A Nomai named Coleus standing on the wandering rock when another Nomai's lantern died. When they relit the lantern, Coleus and the rock were both gone. To travel with the quantum object, I must stand on the object and cease to observe my surroundings, meaning I must be in complete darkness. Coleus used this quantum rule to escape the cave he was trapped in. Coleus and Mallory returned to examine the rock. They theorized that when a conscious being is in contact with a quantum object and ceases to observe his or her surroundings, the being can become entangled with that quantum object, and they both move together. Okay. So, just one more question mark here, the 6th location. And we've now learned about the law of quantum entanglement. So, we can probably use that. So I think next week I'll come back and see if we can get to that sixth location on the quantum moon. For the rest of today's episode, I'm just going to catch up on the rest of all of the ship's logs entries to remember where we are. So if you're not interested, I'll see you again next week. For everyone who is interested, let's do some reading. Okay, Sun Station. The Sun Station was designed to make the sun go supernova. The Nomai fired the Sun Station, but it had no effect on the sun. They concluded that the Sun Station could never cause the sun to go supernova. After the failure of the Sun Station, the Nomai took a break to investigate the newly arrived comet. According to a Nomai computer, our sun has reached the end of its natural life cycle. Okay. And what's over here? High Energy Lab. The High Energy Lab can only be accessed by a path from the Sunless City. Yeah. Alright. Let's start at kind of the most central ones here. So, anglerfish fossil. I found a cave with an anglerfish fossil inside, but the opening is only big enough for my scout. Yeah, sorry. Huh. So I wonder how we get in there. But, like, maybe there's another quantum shard we can use to get there? Yeah. We'll see if there's another entrance. I'm still thinking, get there, shoot the scout in, and then track it to find another entrance to where that fossil is. But we'll come back to that later, at least. Okay. Escape Pod 2. One of 3 Nomai escape pods that crashed in our solar system. All 3 escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. Chert's Camp. Chert has set up their astronomy gear on the North Pole of Ember Twin. Chert has spotted an unusually high number of supernovae recently. Yeah, we watched that last episode, too. As the cycle goes on, the supernovae become more and more common. The Sunless City. The Nomai survivors who crashed on Ember Twin decided to seek shelter in the caves beneath their crashed escape pod. The Nomai discovered a promising long-term shelter site at the end of one of the passages beneath the escape pod. Chert thinks the lack of surface ruins means the Nomai must have lived somewhere underground. There is a path leading to the High Energy Lab from the Sunless City. I found a trail marker for the Sunless City, but the path is blocked. Maybe quantum stuff again to get through? I don't remember the path being blocked. I just remember myself getting distracted and caught by sand. Okay, that might be a bit trickier to find the Sunless City than I thought. Okay, so Frozen Nomai Shuttle. The Nomai landed on the interloper not long after its arrival in the solar system. Yeah, I think we recalled this back to Ember Twin, and that's how we found this shuttle. The shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Clary, the Nomai who stayed behind, lost contact with the other 2 after they descended below the interloper's surface. Subsurface energy readings. The shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. 2 of the Nomai located a fissure in the ice on the interloper's sunward side. They descended inside to investigate. Okay, so we'll have to remember that when we want to visit the interloper, we have to look on the sunward side. Gravity cannon. This is one I think we found on Ember Twin. A huge cylindrical structure that generates a strong upward gravity field. I recalled a Nomai shuttle from the interloper. Okay. Anything else new here? Okay, I think that's it. Anything coming out on map mode? No, we are all caught up. Okay, so thank you, everyone. And to finish off this week, let's find a new and interesting way to die. Now, we've died a lot so far, and my parking job was so good that my ship doesn't want to leave. But yeah, we've just got to find a new way to die. So let's head out and let's meet the how do we die? Let's try, yeah, let's just put our suit away and breathe the nice, warm lack of air of Ember Twin. Well, thank you for joining me, everyone. I will see you all next week when we will try to explore the quantum moon again. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be sure you get notifications of new uploads. See you again soon.